We didn't tell anyone at Cambridge Lancaster what questions we would ask. We just started asking and had some candid conversations with Cambridge residents about their lives before and after coming to Cambridge. Conversations most of us will relate to someday. Most of the Red Hat ladies, for example, came to Cambridge after it became unrealistic for them to maintain their own homes.
What's the transition like?
Well, I was in the hospital, and my son came in and said, "Mom, you and Dad cannot stay in this house. You have to go to a home." So I thought, well, and this was on a Wednesday. He said, "You have to go by Friday." So I said, okay. So we got ready. Well, we didn't. They got me ready. And we came here.
That was over 6 years ago. Jean remembers the initial shock of having to move out of her home.
What do you say to other people who are considering making the transition from home to here? They have a lot of fears, just like you all did. What do you say to them?
That you'll get over it. It takes a little while, but you'll get over it. It doesn't take long, because people are friendly.
Mabel Sprout has been at Cambridge for over 4 years now. She too had to make a fast move after a health problem that meant staying in her own home was no longer possible. Mabel was very independent all of her life, and she still is at 83.
How do you like it?
I love it. No complaints whatsoever.
What's good about it?
Well, everything's good. You can do and come as you please. Everything's good. Give you good attention. They're good to you.
You feel like you're healthier because you live here than if you had been at home?
Well, yeah, except I've been doing more housework at home, you know. But here we don't have to do a thing. It's a pleasure. I never thought I'd be waited on the way I am.
Leona Weigel had on the craziest red hat of them all on the day we visited. She makes a lot of people smile here at Cambridge Lancaster.
And when we have exercise, I get up and I make a fool out of myself. But to me, I think it's a way of making them smile. And then I go in my room and I ponder on it. And I said, "Now, Leona, you have to behave yourself. You're 81 years old now." And then I'd say, "No, I have a couple good years left, so why not make them smile?"
Leona was not always smiling, though. Her daughter, Erna Reinhardt, says Cambridge Lancaster has been a gift to her mother and to her family. A gift they sorely needed.
What was the journey like to get her here?
One that is probably very typical of folks that are in my generation. My father died 7 years ago, and it's been a rough road. And we tried to let Mother in her home for as long as we could. And it finally got to the part that we just couldn't trust her really at home for her own safety. And I think it is one of the hardest things that we are asked to do is to give up your home. She and Daddy were married like 55 years. It takes all that time to build your home, build your family. And in one sentence, Mother, you have to move. Changes her whole life. It was very hard.
Erna says her mother suffered a heart attack that almost killed her. Mrs. Weigel went to live with Erna's brother and his wife, who's a nurse, to recuperate for over a year. Erna is like so many of us, who have to face some very difficult decisions as our parents' health declines. But Erna has an advantage. She is one of the pioneers of adult daycare in Lancaster County. She's an expert in helping older people live healthy and enjoyable lives. She knew she needed an assisted living program for her mother, and she knew how to look for a good place.
And what you look for, you find a resident. You find that little lady over in the corner, and you go talk to her. And you ask her the important questions. Do you like it here? Are the people friendly? Do you like the food? Do you do things here? And then you get answers from her. Walk around and again look at the faces, look and see what people are doing. That's what I look at first. My brothers and mother and me, we came in and one of the ladies showed us all around, and gave us a little background of the building and you know, what they're doing to it, how they're remodeling, and they showed us a room, and that would be, they said this could be your room. And it was a very warm, I got a real warm feeling coming in the door. You can tell a lot by the other residents. The looks on their faces. Are they talking to each other? Are they sitting? Are they sleeping? Everybody that we saw, you know, I would smile and say hello, and they just seemed very friendly. And I thought, this is it. I want to see what Mother says. So we looked around. They gave us the tour and gave us all the information. And we went next door. There's a little cafe over there. And we sat down, the four of us, and talked back and forth. I talked about activities, social, and my brother talked about financial. And we sort of knew, you know, what we were looking for. And being unselfish like Mother is, she said, Erna, how far is it from your house? I said, oh, about 15, 20 minutes, Mother. She said, I don't want to run you all over the county. She said, I do like it there. And you could come and visit me, that you wouldn't have to drive. That's Mother, always thinking about other people. And she's getting along here. She's actually laughing out loud, which we have not heard for 7 years. It's been a long journey for Mother, and we are a very close family, and we've come along together.
Erna did not know that we'd interviewed her mother just the day before. Leona told us that her husband had taken care of everything during her life, and that finding her way after his death was not easy. Although her children take great care of her now, she loves her independence at Cambridge. She knows her husband is looking down, smiling.
They said, Mother, says Daddy passed on, and incidentally he was in the Marines. And I thought, well, now, how would he want me to be? And so I said, all right. So then I made up my mind that I had to find contentment, and then, after I knew I could do it, well, then I took to people more. I kind of got alive a little bit more, so to speak, you know.
Well, that might be the understatement of the year. We watch Leona at one of the many activities Cambridge Lancaster offers every day. She loves the exercise class and cuts a rug with the best of them when the music starts. Leona is surely alive again.
Mother is just so friendly, so outgoing. It doesn't surprise me that she would get up and dance, because that's how I remember her. And again, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago, no, because she lost the love of her life. Again, you know, that she and Daddy were just so close, and he wasn't a dancer, but Mother is. But she is coming back. She is coming back to being herself. So the dancing used to be Mother, and then it wasn't. And now it is. Like I just said, she's laughing again. And everybody here is just so wonderful to her. And I think that that really helps. Yeah, so dancing, to your question, that's a sure sign. That's a very sure sign that Mother is becoming, again, how she used to be.
One of the reasons for that is Leona's health. It's been good since coming to Cambridge Lancaster. She and her neighbors are given excellent care by the Cambridge staff.
Maddie, that was really good again.
Thank you.
44 over 80.
At this point, we'd like to tell you how to contact Cambridge Lancaster, so grab a pen. Cambridge Lancaster is located at 120 Ryder Avenue in Lancaster in a charming residential neighborhood. Cambridge is within walking distance of shops, places of worship, and state-of-the-art medical centers. If you'd like to set up a visit, please call Cambridge at 717-397-3000. That's 717-397-3000. There are